Hello YouTube people, today I am going to show you a very quirky watch from Casio. I have borrowed this watch from the biggest watch shop here in Lithuania, so I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna say thank you in my native language. Laikrodžio LT, ačiū Jums ir ačiū Jonui iš Laikrodžio LT, kad sutikote paskolinti šį laikrodį šiai apžvalgai. Atsidėkodamas paliksiu nuorodą į Jūsų parduotuvę šio video aprašyme ir prisektame pirmame komentare. Tai jeigu yra lietuvių, kurie žiūri šį video ir esate suinteresuoti į šį laikrodį, patikrinkite nuorodą, galbūt rasite gerą kainą. So back to the English language. In short, I would like to do a quick summary about this watch. What is this watch? It's a 90s style, rather cool looking watch, which is very comfortable. In terms of comfort, I give this watch almost 10 out of 10. It is very good, very well built watch. 10-year battery life, 100 meters of water resistance. And well, functionality of this watch is a little bit questionable. I would say that this watch doesn't really have a proper stopwatch, doesn't really have a proper timer function, but generally speaking, what you're getting for the money, this watch is just great. So that's the quick summary. Now let me show you everything in details. Let's see the menu of this watch. This is a rather interesting watch, but first of all, let's go through the menus. Let's see what we have. So this is main screen, stopwatch, preset timer, interval timer, volt timer, alarm, and back to the main screen. Now what are the settings on the main screen? If we press this button, it changes from AM, PM to 24-hour mode. This button is backlight, which is pretty good, as you can see. It shines for 1 second and you can't change that. And this button, hold it for 2 seconds, then enter the settings. I can reset the seconds. I can change daylight saving time on or off, time zone, different time zones, hours, minutes. By the way, you can go up and down in numbers with these buttons, year, month, date, and that's it. Very simple. What is not simple on this watch, however, is the stopwatch and timer functions. Let me show you. They're very niche, very situational. So first of all, let me show you a proper stopwatch. On this watch, let's go to the stopwatch function, right there. And on the main screen of the stopwatch, I see this analog clock, which currently shows 10 AM and 26 minutes. Initially, it's a little bit difficult to read, but after a while, you get used to that and it's not that bad. So let's start the stopwatch. Let's stop it, and it goes up to 24 hours. So it counts hours, minutes, seconds, and even split seconds. Reset it, go again, stop it, reset it. It's very simple, very straightforward. Wonderful stopwatch and wonderful watch. Now this one, before I start the stopwatch, on the top you see the stopwatch, on the bottom you see current time. So let's start the stopwatch and the current time disappears. Instead you have two of the same right now. Okay, let's stop it. Let's see what happens. So the bottom one always keeps on running and you stop only the top one. And the problem for me is that it doesn't show split seconds. 7 seconds, but how many split seconds it doesn't show. That's a little bit disappointing. And now if I press this button, it keeps on going from where I stopped it. And the bottom one always keeps on going. And next function that I would like to show you about a stopwatch. Let's reset it. Let's go into the settings of the stopwatch by this button, hold it, and right here I can set target time. Target time goes up to 60 minutes and goes from 1 minute. So let's set it 1 minute, let's start it, and let's stop it, whatever. And this, what this target setting does, it beeps once the bottom stopwatch reaches 1 minute mark, as my current setting is 1 minute. So let's wait for 1 minute. Let's see what happens. Now we are approaching 1 minute mark, and it should beep at 1 minute. Yeah, and doesn't matter, stopwatch is going, is not going, the bottom one is always going, and it beeps for 10 seconds. So that's the target time function. How useful is that? I don't know. It's a little bit difficult to come up with the idea how could you use that in real life scenario, but here is the stopwatch for you. My disappointment is that it just doesn't show split seconds. I mean, proper stopwatch should always show split seconds, and the bonus point if the watch also manages to show you the current time somehow. So this stopwatch is wonderful in my opinion. This one, I don't know, it's it's a little bit questionable. Another strange thing on this watch is the timer function. So let's go to the timer, but before I show you that, let me show you a proper timer, like on this watch. It has the best timer I could wish for, because on the main screen it also shows you the current time, which is 10 AM and 47 minutes right now, as you can see. And this timer goes up to 24 hours, so I can set to zeros. That's it, start it, and as you can see it goes up to 24 hours. And what's very unusual and very nice about this timer is I can set it up to the seconds. Not many timers do that, but I can set this timer down to the seconds, which is absolutely wonderful. So this timer is very straightforward, very loud, as you can hear, and very easy to use. It's wonderful, wonderful. This timer, however, this is preset timer. So it has several presets, 10 minute, 12 minute, 15, and it goes up to 45 minutes. So that's it. You cannot change presets. You have to use these presets. So it started. Of course, it's gonna beat after 12 minutes. Reset it. And there is no way to change presets to your liking, which is, well, very strange, very situational. What happens if I hold the adjust button? It enters into auto repeater function, and this number appears right there on the right, which shows how many cycles you went through. So let's go to the 10-minute timer. Let's start it. So after 10 minutes it would beep, and this number would change into 2. And next time, it shows how many cycles it goes through. So it shows that this is the first cycle it is going through. So it's a very, very strange timer. I don't know how useful that could be in real life scenarios. It's a little bit too situational for my liking. This is proper timer. What is this thing? I don't know. It's just some kind of a gimmick, to be honest. But wait, there is more. This watch also has interval timer. So it has stopwatch, timer, and interval timer. And this watch doesn't have that. And interval timer, I see that could be useful somehow. So let me show you how it works. There are two ways how to use this interval timer. It can go just one way, and once it finishes, that finishes. And it also has auto repeater function. So the way you set this timer, hold the adjust button, and right now interval 1 is blinking, and this watch has 9 intervals. You can set 9 intervals. Now if you, for example, set interval 3, okay, let's set the interval 3 to 5 seconds. By the way, it goes into by the increments of 5 seconds, as you can see. And speaking about minutes, it goes up to 59 minutes. So let's set the interval 3 for now. And even though in the beginning it shows you interval 1, but once you start it, it actually starts the first interval you have set. And 5 seconds, it beeps, okay. Now what happens if I set it to auto repeater? So also hold the adjust, go to the interval that I'm using, interval 3, go next, go next, go next. Now let's change it to auto repeater, set it, okay. It also shows you how many cycles it went through. So let's start it. It instantly goes to the timer 3, the only timer I have actually set. So 5 seconds, it beeps and repeats and shows you how many repetitions it has already done, which cycle you are going through, which is nice, which is actually pretty functional. So let's stop it. Let's set several timers, okay? So I'm doing this on purpose. I'm leaving first interval on 0 just to show you that it can jump between intervals. It only goes through the intervals you have set. So third interval, and let's go to the 5th one. Okay, let's set 5th interval to 5 seconds as well. Okay, let me show you how it works. Let's start it. So only 3rd and 5th intervals are set. So instantly goes from the 3rd to the 5th and still goes and repeats. So it goes through the first set interval, then goes through the second set interval, and after that it shows that it went through the first cycle. So you can actually set up to 9 intervals. So it's actually pretty nice. I can see how this could be beneficial in some kind of fitness activities if you do some kind of crazy HIIT workout or something like that. This could be useful, okay? So not much else to show you really. So interval 3, 4, 5, 9 intervals in total. So it goes up to 59 minutes. On the seconds it goes into intervals by 5 seconds, which is fine. Then this is just go and stop, or this is auto repeater function. So that's it. It's fairly straightforward. I would say it's pretty good, and on the same screen you see the current time. So yeah, this one gets a pass from me. This could be useful. Next thing in the menus is the alarm. Alarm is also very simple, just one single alarm. You can set it like that, hours, minutes, set it. This button turns on the alarm or hourly charm. So yeah, nothing unusual, very simple. Next thing in the menu is the wall timer function. Let me show you that. So with this button I can scroll through different cities. I can also hold this button down to go quickly. This button doesn't go back, it only turns on backlight. This button, short press, doesn't do anything, but if I long press the button, it turns on daylight saving time for that given time zone. And that's it, very simple wall timer function. How is the build quality of this watch? How does it feel like on my wrist? Short answer is great. It is simply wonderful. Build quality is great. It feels solid, tight, well built watch. Buttons are great, big, little bit difficult, hard to press, but they give that, you know, sense of quality. They have no free play, they feel tight. It's just great. Now, no squeaks, no rattles while the watch is on the wrist. It's just great. This strap is wonderful. This strap is like, it's a very soft rubber. It feels really good. I can't really complain. It feels really good. The only complaint about this watch would be is about this clasp. Well, no surprise at this price point to get a plastic clasp or buckle, should I say, I don't know. But it's like every time I handle this watch, the buckle keeps making cheap noises, but that's the only complaint. Some plastic buckles are a little bit better because some of them have a little bit tighter fit. So for example, this one, sorry, camera is losing focus a little bit. So this one is a little bit tighter fit, which is nice. Doesn't move around that much, doesn't make cheap noises. But on this watch, it has a little bit too much freedom, as you can see. and because of that, whenever I handle this watch, it's just, you know, jingly jangly a little bit, but generally speaking, this watch feels wonderful. I have this watch on my wrist and I forget that I have a watch on the wrist. It's that good. It's very comfortable watch on my 16.5 centimeter wrist. What is the final verdict for this watch? Where I'm going to place this watch on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com, where I rate watches into different tier lists. Well, this watch is not bad. It goes into not bad. It's a geeky looking watch. I think it fits me as a person very well. It looks geeky yet cool somehow, and it's a very good watch. Time is easy to see, very good buttons, very comfortable, 10-year battery life, 100 meters water resistance, price is very good, but the functionality of this watch is a letdown for me personally. It's just too specific, too niche. I wish it would have just a simple timer, simple stopwatch. Right now it's just, I don't know, it's a very interesting toy of a watch in my eyes, so that's why this watch doesn't go into keepers, it goes into not bad. So thank you for watching, have a beautiful day, goodbye.